Alright, everybody, I am showing you guys what I affectionately call the Simon page. And a lot of you don't feel the same amount of love as I do for the Simon page because it is a challenging page to learn. And how the Simon page works, I call it the Simon page because this was given to me at a drum camp by drummer Simon Langlois out of Montreal. Fantastic drummer, had some really great ideas. And what you basically saw was this bottom line with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K are patterns that you're playing between your kick drum or your bass drum, your right foot, and your left hand, the snare drum. So A has a pattern of kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And then at the top of here, the very top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are hi-hat or ride patterns because they're marked with X's. So anybody who is a little confused, the X's is how we notate symbols on snare drum, or sorry, on the drum set. And the other one, where you have the little kick drum on the bottom and snare drum on the top down here, what you see is that's your bass drum line and that's your snare drum line. We're not playing anything else, just bass drum, snare drum, and then we're doing patterns 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to start just by showing you how this is going to work. First thing you need to get memorized into your body is the 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, so A. So it's kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. Pretty simple. The next thing that we're adding is quarter notes to the right hand. Now, I'm going to play it on the ride cymbal so that you can see it better and that we can see where these fall together. So when you're playing number 1, which is quarter notes, it's playing 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. On the right hand, and the 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a on the bass drum and the snare drum. Pattern number 2 for your right hand is 8th notes. Those are counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now this is important because if you're counting what's going on between your foot and your snare drum, you're going to know that where this fits. If you're not counting, it's going to be very difficult. So if we first count where A is, which is 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E, 4 E and a. Pattern 1 is always on the number. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, that's pattern 1. Pattern 2 is on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and a. 1. All lined up with your bass drum, all lined up with your right hand. Pattern 3 is all 16th notes. So 16th notes on your right hand, 16th notes in your kick drum and your snare drum. So everything lines up with something. So they all lined up. Trickier now is number 4. Number 4, we have to remember the E in the middle doesn't exist for the right hand. So we're basically taking number 3, striking out the second beat that you would have played there, and we're getting 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So what we're taking out is the E. So if we're playing 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, we're going to play with the 1 E and a, 2 and a, 3 Okay, so that's 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. That's what's happening with your right hand. If we look at number 5, Number 5 is playing 1 E and. The rest for the right hand is on the So if we're counting it, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So what I'm going to do is to help me keep time. You don't have to do this yet, but I'm going to encourage you guys to try to start using your left side. This is the next layer up. It's the bigger step. I'm going to just keep this time just so that I know where my time is, and I can count through. And I'm going to move from one to the next to the next to the next, and vary when I'm ready. Okay, so we're just going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Variations with A. I feel fairly comfortable with all 5 variations with A. The next step in this is you can either push up your tempo from where you were to make yourself faster, or what you can do is you can move on to the next pattern. Now, if you're having difficulty, you'll notice that there are certain patterns that are easier than others. I'm going to say that pattern number 2 for your hands is going to be a lot easier with everything that you play, because we've worked on a lot of grooves in lessons that utilize the 8th note in the right hand. So it's always counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That feels really comfortable. But the thing about getting better and being a better player, being more versatile, is to be able to play more than just one thing. So you need to learn how to give yourself that leeway. You're going to have to give yourself the time in to make your right hand independent from your right foot and your left hand, which is exactly what this Simon stuff does. So I'm going to look at B. B is a little challenging for people because we're turning around the beat. And what that means is you're starting with your snare drum first, your bass drum second. So we're going 1 E and 2 E and So it's going to feel weird, and to some people it'll sound weird. So we'll just start with the bass, snare drum, and bass drum. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So snare, bass, okay? So the next step is moving through pattern number 1 with your right hand. So we're going to go 1 E and here we go and... So making sure counting 1 E and because if you know it's on all the numbers, you're filing this away in the numbers column. This is only the numbers. Now we go to 8th notes. Again, it's going to align with 2 things on this little bar. So what it's going to align with is your snare drums. So if you can remember that it's together with the snare drums, that is going to help you to keep this all together. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and here we go. To number 3, which is again 16th notes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So it's going to align with every snare drum and every kick drum. Ready? Here we go and... I'm ending on beat 1. But you're playing 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Okay, so the next step is moving to number 4. Again, 1 E and 2 E and if we're lining that up, we have 1 E and 2 3 E and 4 E and and a. Skipping the E. Stage 5, 5 for this right hand is going to be 1 E and, 2 E and, rest, 3 E and, up, 4 E and. So we have that breath in there. So you're going to have a kick without anything else going on. Here we go. 3 E and a, number 5 and. So that's 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. So I'm going to play through the whole series, moving on from one to the next. Here we go. 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So, now that's A and B, Simon Page, I hope that gave you guys a little bit of an idea how it should sound, a little bit of idea of what each of those lines mean. If you have any questions, you know you can always email me, and it will be, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, happy practicing, and we'll see you next time.